If you ever felt overwhelmed or stuck in your self-improvement journey, then you, my friend, are falling into one of the 7 deadly sins of self-improvement. But not to worry, I've been there and I struggled with all of them, and they made me pay the price, and I almost lost everything because of these 7 deadly sins. And these sins took a heavy toll on my mental state. So what are these sins? What are these traps? Can you avoid them? If you can't avoid them, can you overcome them? If you can't overcome them, how can you avoid them in general? These sins derailed my progress. These sins hurt my success and my well-being. But if you stick to the end of the video, you'll find out what these sins are and how you can overcome them and how badly they impacted me. So, without further ado, let's begin. Sin number 1, which is overconsumption. Overconsumption is defined as watching instead of doing. So I've fallen into this trap once, where I was watching so many self-improvement videos and I wasn't really taking action on them. I was constantly watching videos over and over and over again, thinking that I am being productive, thinking that I'm doing something. But at the end of the day, when I go to journal and schedule, I barely did anything that I saw. All I did was just consume the content, and I already knew everything. The advice I was listening to is the same advice over and over and over again. And the solution that I found to that is you have to start taking action. Stop consuming that content because you already have all the knowledge you need. So start taking action. Start putting your information and your knowledge out there and implementing it. So now let's move on to sin number 2. Sin number 2 is comparison, which is defined as comparing yourself to another person because you lack something that they have. Now this is one of the biggest sins I've been to ever since I was first into my self-improvement journey. I got into it because I was first focused on the money. I looked at all these influencers, all these people with money. I got envious of them, of what they have, and I don't have that. And that really hurt me more as a person because it made me feel overwhelmed that I wasn't doing enough or achieving enough. And the best solution to that I found to that was start writing gratitude. Start being grateful for what you have, because what you have doesn't mean that someone else doesn't have. You're lucky to have what you have. Other people wish you have what you have. There are more people in unfortunate situations that wish they were living the life you were living. So be grateful for what you have. Write a gratitude list and be grateful for your everyday things. Maybe your parents are cooking. Maybe your parents are paying for your college. Be grateful for all of that. Now sin number 3 is perfectionism, which is defined as setting unrealistic standards. Now me, I've always been a perfectionist ever since I was young. I like to do things on a perfect level. Any small details, any small things, I didn't like them. But you see, that perfection is what stopped me from taking action and stopped me from progressing more in life. Because I was afraid that it might fail. I was afraid that there are so many flaws in it. And because of that, it really held me back from really achieving more and doing more with my life. And so the solution I found to that one is that you have to aim for a mindset that focuses on progress than a mindset that focuses on perfection. Because perfection is never going to happen. There will always be flaws with anything that you make. So focus on making progress towards something better. Progress wins more in the long term than perfection in the short term. Now let's move on to the next sin. Sin number 4, which is information overload, which means getting lost in too much advice. Now you've probably been there. Everyone on YouTube has so many different advice, so many different videos talking about so many different things, so many different routines, so many things you should be doing, should not be doing. Like, I've dealt with this so many times. I would go on YouTube and watch this video. They'll tell me like, do this if you want to have a successful business. And then I would watch a video after that says, don't do what the guy told you to be successful in business. So now you get overwhelmed with all the information that you're getting. And the solution that I really found to this is select a few trusted creators that you trust, creators that you can fully put your trust in, and listen to their advice. Don't really expand your advice to everyone else out there, because you will overwhelm yourself with all the amount of advice you might have. But that doesn't mean keep a closed mind about it. You should keep an open mind about it, just in case that the advice you might be getting from that influencer you trusted may be wrong. Now sin number 5, which is a killer for entrepreneurs, which is superficiality, which is defined as focusing on quick results. Now yes, I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube that go like, get money rich, get money quick, the hack to getting the fastest money, how to get money quick, and all of those. And I would fall into the trap of falling into these videos because I wanted the result now. I would click on them because I wanted to get money now. I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to wait for any of that. And that mindset itself of a quick result is what really got in the way of doing things, because I didn't want to look at the long-term solutions. I wanted to look at the instant gratification, which is the instant money that comes from it. And the best solution I've found for this is you have to focus on long-term solutions, because the reward will pay bigger off in the long term than the short term, and you can enjoy the journey and the process as well. So now let's move on to the next sin, which is sin number 6. Sin number 6, which is dependency, which can be defined as depending on motivation to do work. I know I cannot begin to tell you how many times I've really looked for motivation to do work. I would listen to motivation speeches every day for 3 hours just to do work. And when I don't get that motivation from these external sources, I wouldn't do the work at all because I was unmotivated to do the work. So I relied mainly on motivation to do work, and motivation is something that comes and goes. And so the solution I found for this is you need to develop a strong discipline. You need to become more disciplined as a person, and discipline is defined as doing something even when you don't feel like it. So by building a strong discipline is where you can achieve more than relying on solely motivation. Because motivation looks like this, it's an up and down graph, while discipline looks like this, because discipline is a constant pattern, while motivation is a one-time thing that can occur randomly. So now let's touch on the last and final sin, which is the most deadliest sin out of all of them, which is inauthenticity. Inauthenticity is defined as following trends over being authentic to what you like. So I've had a lot of experience with inauthenticity. Now they mainly come if you're planning to start a business or a YouTube channel and you want to focus on a trending product or a trending topic, and you focus on that just for the sake of the money, not because of what it means to you, not because of a goal that you have for it, just because you will love the money from it. And that causes you to be unauthentic, to put yourself as an image of someone who you're not out there. And authenticity is something that we really need in this world. We lack our authenticity, and we need more of authenticity. We need people who focus more on being authentic than following the next trend in order to get more clout, to get more money. And the solution for that is you have to stay true to yourself. Stay true to what you believe in. Don't follow the trends. If you believe in something else and the trend is telling you to believe in something else, don't follow it. Just be true to what you believe in and be true to yourself. And if that product that you're gonna put out for your next business, or that video you're gonna put out, is this something that you as yourself can say that you can put it out of your own feeling? And so those are the 7 deadly sins of self-improvement. And I've been at the stage of all these 7 deadly self-improvement sins at like the majority of my time in the journey. I've crossed all through 7 stages and I've overcome all of them. And if this video helps you overcome all of them, then you can help me out by just doing one simple thing, which is just subscribing. It would really mean the world to me. And you can check out my video here if you want to watch more content from me, and you can subscribe from here. And thank you for watching.